Welcome back. I'm Sean, co-founder here at Pippa, and today I'm going to walk you through our Chat with Pippa feature by building a story. To get started, click on Tell a Story, and you have two options. Use the story wizard, which we've done in prior videos, and Chat with Pippa. We offer Chat with Pippa with both Build a Story and Create a Commercial. But today, we're going to use Build a Story. Once you click Chat with Pippa, it's going to bring you to this screen. Now I want to familiarize you with the user interface before we get going. In the center is the text box, and this is where you can type in anything you want to get started. Now on the right side is your project, and as we chat with Pippa, this is going to build out on the right side until you have a full story ready to create the storyboard and eventually animate. I want to familiarize you with just a few things before we start our chat. The first is in the bottom left of the chat box, you have audio and document. Now, clicking these buttons allow you to upload audio recordings or documents to use directly for the story. This is great if you already have a script or you've already recorded something maybe in your car that you want to use for your story. Today, we're going to use the Write with Pippa feature, which is embedded into this chat. But it's good to know that if you have that and you use those flows, clicking audio and document will allow you to upload those assets. In the bottom right, you have the attach an image capability. This is great if you have a bunch of characters you want to use, a brand, let's say an inspirational picture to help you build a story. You can attach anything you want and then describe to Pippa exactly what it is. Now let's start to build a story together. And I'm going to type, we'll follow along together until we have a story fully built. And I've said, I want to tell a story about my 3 children building a monster truck. Click enter, and it's going to shift the chat box to the bottom and start a chat flow that you can have with Pippa. Now, our first message back from Pippa is Pippa trying to set the tone and the mood of the story. It thinks it should be an adventure story and should have a playful feel. Now, I can change it any way I want, or I can accept it. I can tell Pippa, no, I want this to be a sad story, or I would like it to be a mystery. I'd like it to be scary, or I'd like it to be funny. You can say anything you want here in the chat. In fact, I will go ahead and type something in. You also have buttons in the chat that you can use to move faster or to select options that have been pre-built. You click keep writing it with you is another way of saying this looks all good. And then again, uploading audio or I having a script is another opportunity to upload any recorded audio or add a document to divert the story to exactly what you have pre-prepared. I'm going to say, I want this to be a funny story. Let's see what Pippa says back. Pippa said it's going to be hilarious. I can already imagine all the creative chaos and mishaps that come with 3 kids and a monster truck. Now, how would you like to tell it? It's asking me one more time. Do I want to write with Pippa, upload audio, or have a script? I'm going to say I'm going to keep writing it with you. Now, again, I'm not giving Pippa a lot to go off of. I didn't give it a lot of details, but it's going to start to ask me to flesh out the story with it. I can be as creative as I want to be. I can give a whole paragraph of information, but I'm going to specifically challenge Pippa by not giving that much information. The next step is it's going to ask how the story should be told. Story-driven brings your characters to life with their own voices and dialogue. Narration is a single voice, either yours or the AI's, reading the whole story over the video, like a storybook. I'm going to choose story-driven and just click on the pill, and it's going to write the first draft of the story. Now, if you've seen any of my videos where we use Write with Pippa in the Wizard, this works the exact same way. Once our first story comes back, I'll be able to give it any feedback I want. 3 kids stare at a pile of random junk in the garage. We can absolutely build a monster truck. Duct tape flies, wheels wobble, someone glues their hand to a hubcap. That's not where the engine goes. The finished truck rolls excitedly 2 feet, then explodes into confetti. I think we need a bigger garage. And the kids high-five anyway. So that's a short story. I can either say that I love it and I want to keep going, or I can give it more feedback. I also want to bring a notification on the right. It's chosen a length of 30 seconds. I'm going to change the length right now. I'm going to change it to 60 seconds. Now, I could actually tell the AI a custom amount of time, but by clicking that length change, it's going to write a longer story. And here it is. Finally, I'm going to give it some details. I'm going to say, let's make the monster truck purple and alive, and at the end, they drive it over a rainbow. We'll click and see what Pippa gives us back. And there it is. The monster truck is alive. It revs happily, shaking glitter from its giant purple fenders. Everyone get in before it changes its mind. The purple monster truck roars towards a massive rainbow and launches straight over the top. All three kids screaming with absolute joy. It asks me if I want to change anything. I'm going to say love it, keep going. It's going to then ask me for the aspect ratio and the art style. I will pick to keep it at portrait. And then for the art style, it's suggesting bold bounce. I'm going to use bold bounce and move forward. Now it's asking me exactly how polished I want it to be. We have the economy, standard, CDance 2.0 Pro, and 2.5 models. We're just going to use standard. Now it's going to ask me if I want to set up my characters. I am going to set them up. It has child 1, child 2, and child 3, and a purple monster truck. I'll generate the purple monster truck. And for the 3 kids, I'm going to upload pictures of my 3 kids and rename them so that we have them exactly how we want for the story. Okay, and while those images are uploading, you can see that my daughter has shown up in child 1, child 2 is my oldest son, and child 3 is my middle son. Let's give all 3 of those descriptions. Okay, and for child 1, I've written a 4-year-old girl with blonde hair wearing a mechanic outfit. For child 2, an 8-year-old boy with messy blonde hair wearing overalls. And for child number 3, a 6-year-old boy with blonde hair and glasses wearing mechanic's clothes and a tool belt. I'll click generate for all 3 and see what we get back. Okay, and our 3 characters are back with the monster truck. Let's look at each of them. First, we have the child 1 wearing the mechanic's outfit. Next, we have child 2, child 3 with the tool belt, and the monster truck, purple and alive. I like all this. We'll click done and move forward in the story. Going to then ask me if I want to set up any of the objects or scenes. If you click on the objects, you can see it's asking for enormous tires, a crayon instruction manual, duct tape, and spare parts. I don't think we need to make any of those consistent, so I'm just going to click done. And for setting up my scenes, it has the garage, the neighbor's shed, and a rainbow-colored sky. I'm going to create the garage because I think that'll be important that the inside of the garage looks consistent. Once I click done, it's going to take me to the final section where it asks me if I want to generate the images or animate. Now it's not going to let me proceed because if you look on the right side, it's still generating the characters and the scenes. The garage is in, but we're still waiting on child 1, 2, and 3. You can also see that we've done a story. We're writing it with Pippa. It's story driven. The 3 characters are my 3 children. It's a comedy that is funny. It's 60 seconds long. We have already selected the voices and we're using the CDance 2.0 model. Now at the bottom, we can see that we can create all the images for just 140 coins, or we can animate the entire thing in one go for 3,234 coins. I'm going to click on create images only. And when we come back, we'll be able to review the storyboard for this particular story. Okay, and the wizard completed, and we are now on the storyboard page. So as you can see, whether you're chatting with Pippa or you're using the wizard, you will always end up on the storyboard. The storyboard has its own video that you can watch and everything you're able to do on that page. But this brings us to the end of the chat with Pippa flow in building your own story. We hope this was helpful to you in creating your own animations. For now, I'm Sean with Pippa saying thanks for watching, keep having fun, keep creating, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.